Hey gang, Dobie Joe and I are here to teach you how to play Rock My Soul, pages 32 and 33 in your book. Let's jump right on it, shall we? And if you happen to hear a meow in the background, that's my cat Samantha. She's really upset with me because I won't let her go outside. All right, page 32. At the top of the page I say, remember to practice the chords in this book. On page 7 we talk about the importance of being a rhythm player. You can fall back on your chords when you don't know a song or can't keep up with the tablature during a jam session. That is so important and it's really good advice, okay? If you can't keep up with that tablature, you can always fall back and just start strumming chords, okay? Rock My Soul. It says, remember, warm up by strumming each chord one time and then try to play your boom diddy pattern for each measure below. Let's go ahead and try that, and let's try it on the magical metronome number of 80. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that should be just fine. Okay, here we go. One strum per measure here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. 2, 3, 4. So high I can't get over it. So low I can't get under it. So wide I can't get around it. Oh, rock my soul. All right, let's do some boom ditties together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. So every chord above there gets 4 beats per chord. There's one line, about the 4th line down in my first edition book here, that it's missing a bar line, so be careful there. Let's look at this tablature. Now this is very basic tablature. Looks to me like we have no rests, nothing fancy going on. We've got boom ditty suggestions. We're going to go from a 3 to a 5. The 5 is as high as we're going to go on the neck. These are the kind of things I talk to myself about before I play a song. You just want to kind of read through it. I think I referred to reading through music like you're looking for a snake in the grass that's going to bite you if you don't expect it, okay? Look through your music, look through your tablature and see if there's anything weird that's going to throw you off. And I think we're going to be okay on this. Let's slow it down a little bit. I'm going to probably take it down to about 69. Yeah, that's 69. Okay, this is the tablature at the bottom of page 32. It's kind of small. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and... basic version of Rock My Soul. All right, you remember a few lessons ago when we learned what the word syncopation meant? We're going to have syncopation over here again on page 33 because we're doing the advanced version of Rock My Soul. Now, take a look at the top of the page and let's talk about these fingerings that are happening. You're going to start out with an A chord and you're going to use your first finger and your third finger. Then you're going to be asked to place the thumb on the 3rd fret of your melody string, like I just did. So here's my A chord, And here is my thumb now on my 3rd fret of my melody string. All right. Then at some point you're going to be asked to take those 2 fingers that you just put on 1 and 3 and slide them up to 2 and 4. Okay. And then slide them up to 3 and 5. Now we did the same motion when we were working on our A chord a couple of songs back. All right. And I've got a friend coming in right now to pick up her puppy, and she knows when I do these videos that she's just got to be quiet and pick up her puppy. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we did on that A chord, where we have our fingers in place and we just move them up like so, right? Okay, but this time we're going to have a 1 and a 3, nothing on your middle string, and you're going to take those 2 fingers and try to lock them into place, move your arm, boom, up a fret and then up another fret like so, okay? Just like I said a few lessons ago, you want to keep those fingers in that place instead of going like that. Hey, thanks, you want to bring her in and say hi real quick. You get to meet Chloe. Chloe stays with me sometimes when her mama, Laura, works as a nurse in Columbus. This is Chloe. Chloe was she's had a very hard life. She was an abused girl, and she was part of the court system for a while. And then her previous owners, let's just say that they were told that they couldn't have you anymore, and we'll leave it at that. And then Laura, who's a very kind nurse in Columbus Regional Hospital in Indiana, adopted her, and now Chloe stays with me during the day while Laura works. Thank you, Chloe. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about, the finger placements. When you have that 1 and that 3, the 3 with your thumb, and you got to go to the 2 and the 4, I don't want all your fingers going squish, 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 squish like this. Keep those fingers in exactly the same alignment and slide them up. Okay? All right. So you might want to practice that. You've got an A chord. If we just play through the chords at the top of the page, an A chord, we put our thumb down on the 3. That's the 1 and the 3. Then we've got a 2 and a 4. And then we've got a 3 and a 5. Okay? And you want to practice that move. Back and forth. Really get to know those chord shapes. Okay, back and forth as much as you have to. Remember the old open up the hand, stretch and repeat, put it back down right where it needs to be. Anything you have to do to get to where you can play that A chord and drop your thumb in, and then find, as a matter of fact, at one point in time, we're going to go from a 1-0-3 all the way up to the 3-0-5, and then down to the 2. Okay? Did you hear that screechy sound? That's a common sound that fingers make on strings. If you're making that noise, don't worry about it. Can you hear that? That's going to happen. You'll even hear that on professionally recorded records and stuff. You'll hear people playing guitars, and you'll hear that constant, like, between some of the moves. All right. So that's not a problem. Now, let's talk about the syncopation that we learned a couple of lessons ago. On the second measure of page 33 on the advanced version of Rock My Soul, the timing is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we don't strum away from ourselves on that 3 beat. Okay, we miss the strings entirely, and we don't play anything on the 3 beat. Let me play that exactly the way it's written for you, and I'll count it out loud at the same time. This is the second measure, the very first line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so on that 3 beat, when I say the word 3, I'm not going to do anything. Listen to it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Now, you also are going to want to practice your away backs on this. This lesson is a big leap forward, gang. So once again, the second measure, away back, I swing and come back on the 3, and I go away on the 2. So I want to try to keep that same motion going. Away, back, away, but miss, back, away. Let's do it one more time. Away, back, swing and miss, back, and, okay, all right? Now, if we go to the measure directly below that, we've got our fancy 1-0-3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, let's Listen to that again. This is the second line, second measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. On the third line down, we go back to that same thing we learned on the first line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. On the very last line, we're going to go back to that A-shaped chord, but we're going to start it up here on the 4s. 4-0-4 to 3-0-3 to 1. All right? So the very last line of the song, I'm using exactly the same fingers as I would use to play my A chord up here at the top. So think about your A chord and use those same fingers on the 4-0-4. And then continue to use those same fingers, just like we did a few songs ago, all the way down the neck. All right? Let's try this real slow. Now, what I want you to do on this, you can try to play it with me now, but I want you to practice this line by line. So in other words, play the first line over and over and over again. Okay? Here's a really cool tip I've got for you. Play the first two measures back to back over and over again. Then play measure 2 and measure 3, which is the first measure of the second line. Play those two measures over and over again. So in other words, practice each measure in twos. Practice them in pairs. Every two measures that connect, practice them together in pairs, slowly, and then try to put the whole thing together, okay? That's really good advice. You should take my advice on this. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good. I'm going to take this all the way down to 52. Let's try to play it together. Now remember, I'm expecting you to have to practice this a lot on your own before you can keep up with me. Even though we're doing it at 52, I still want you to practice it. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay? Now, please practice it the way I ask you to practice it. It will really benefit you to do that. When we get a little bit faster on this, let's see what it's going to sound like. I think I can pull this off for you. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Okay. Da 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 da. Let's see if I can do it up to speed. I'm not making any promises. I think it's good for you guys to see me make mistakes every now and then. But let's see if I can pull this off without warming up at this speed. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Sloppy, but that's the same idea that I wanted to get across. So again, that's sloppy, but you get the feel for it, right? Okay, practice, practice, practice. Have I said that already, that I want you to practice? Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have frustrations. If you're starting to get like frustrated and feel like things are moving too fast, pop me a message on social media and say, hey, I just jumped to page 33 and I am so overwhelmed I can hardly stand it. What can I do? And you and I will have a little chat online, okay? We'll get you fixed up, I promise. All right, you guys have fun with this piece. The next time I see you, we are going to go over page 34, which is Cripple Creek. All right, I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.